Hi, welcome to Poems by Yas. This is episode 13, and today's topic is water. We use water every day. We use it to keep us hydrated. We wash our dishes, our clothes. We bathe in water. It keeps us clean, and it's a natural source. So today I'm going to share my poem called Water because I'm Poems by Yas. And don't miss my story because today's story is about a person I know that had a fear of rain because their parents got into an accident. So I want to share that story with you and give you some inspiration because there's kind of a love story involved with it as well. And then I'm going to share tips regarding water safety, especially around the pool because it's summertime. But first, I'm going to share my poem called Water. Water falls from the sky in the form of rain. Without water, we cannot survive because it is one of the natural sources of the earth we need every day. Water helps us keep clean when we shower each day. It is a form of purity, so clean and clear and fresh, and without it we won't last. The majority of our body is made up of water, so its importance is so great. Staring at the waterfall, playing in the rain, water surrounds us every day. When I think of the rain, I think of a story of somebody I know that had fear of the rain. I have permission to tell this story. The guy I know is a lot older now, but when he was 8 years old, he was so excited to go to the circus for his birthday. And his parents were driving, his mom was in the passenger seat, and he called his mom and said, "Hurry home because I'm so excited, it's my birthday and I want to go to the circus." And that night it was raining and the roads were a little bit slippery, and his mom told his father, "We need to hurry home because their son was waiting for them." So they drove faster than they would usually drive, and the car slipped off the road and they got into an accident. And when the son heard about the accident, he was very devastated because his parents got injured, but it took a few years to recover, and he felt responsible for that accident because he told his parents to hurry home, and it was raining outside, and every time it rained he'd feel sad. And when he got older, he didn't want to drive when it rained because he had a lot of anxiety when it would rain, so he didn't have good memories with it. But he did meet the love of his life, and when he met the love of his life when he was older, they were driving together in the car, and it was raining outside. So he told her to get out of the car, and she thought it was a little bit rude because it was raining out, so he left her at the bus stop, and he continued driving, and he pulled over, and she didn't know where he was, but really he pulled over because he had a lot of fear when he was driving when it was raining, so he just pulled over to try and calm down and wait for the rain to stop so he could drive again. And then later on, she found out about his fear of rain. Somebody else told him. He didn't know that she knew. And she said, "Let's go on a date night." So they went to get seafood and lobster, and they had a window seat, and it was raining. And she said to him, "Look how lovely the rain is. I love the rain." And she said how it gives her good memories, and rain helps the plants, and it's so enjoyable, the sound of the rain. And they went outside and they were walking in the rain, and she looked so happy. And from that moment, he forgot about his fear, and he forgot about how he was so scared of the rain, and he remembered how much he loved her. So when they went in the car, they started driving, and he didn't have anxiety that day. So that was a milestone for him because he didn't show that fear, and he knew he had someone that loved him, and he didn't have to look at the past anymore. So sometimes if we look at our own life, it's so great if we have someone to help us get over the fear, and sometimes it takes time. So I'm really happy that he had someone special in his life. Water is very important because approximately 60% of our body is made of water, and 90% of our blood is made of water, and blood carries oxygen throughout the tissues of our body, and that's really important for our survival. Water can also help us because if we have headaches and you drink more water, it can help prevent the headaches, prevents constipation, and also hangovers. So water is something that is free. We just have to take it from the tap and drink it, or we can drink bottled water. So we have to be appreciative that we have access to water, because in some countries they walk miles and miles to get access to water. So I appreciate that we have water, and it can help us relax. When we wake up in the morning, instead of grabbing a cup of coffee, we should grab that glass of water first, and then maybe the cup of coffee. And we can start our day, because it can give us more energy if we drink water. If we drink herbal tea, it can help us relax, or even having a hot bath, or even if you do like hot yoga, there's hydration when you do hot yoga. So there's different tips of how water can help us relax. When I think of water, I also think of summertime and how fun it is to go swimming in the swimming pool, but water safety is also important. There's some tips regarding water safety, but first I want to tell you a real story about somebody that was with his 2 kids around a swimming pool. He was sweeping near the swimming pool, and his back was turned to the pool. His 3-year-old daughter was near the pool as well, the 2-year-old daughter, and the 2-year-old slipped and she fell in the pool very quickly. And the 3-year-old ran to the dad and said that that her sister was in the pool, and he turned his back and he ran and jumped in the water, and he saved her very quickly. And this was all caught on surveillance camera. So it took like a few seconds for her to fall in the water, and he didn't hear anything because he was sweeping. So luckily the 3-year-old notified him. And this is when he shared the video online to other people to see, because it can happen so quickly. Even when your back's turned, you never know, somebody can fall in the water. So sometimes it's important to have tools around to save someone if they were to fall in the water. You could have a pool ring or a pole, and to know CPR is very important. Someone in the household should know CPR as well, because accidents can happen very quickly, and it only takes a few seconds for somebody to drown, and that would be very sad if it were to happen. So we need to take some safety measures. So when we're around a pool, we should walk, not run, because there can be water there and we can slip. And don't look before you leap, because maybe there's not enough water in the pool and you start to dive in and you can have an accident that way. So you should always try and be careful around water. I hope you enjoyed this episode of water, because we need water for everyday's lives. And next week my topic is the flight. So stay tuned next week for my poem, The Flight, and I'll tell a story about someone I know that was flying in an airplane. So join me next week for episode 14, The Flight.